Hey everybody, welcome to Anti-Ruggers United. We have an AMA with Yield Protocol. So let's get started by having the team introduce themselves, tell us about who you are, like what your background is in the real world and crypto, like what experiences you have and how you guys got together on this project.
So my name is Nilos. I'm part of the team with Big Boy Billy and promo service in this AMA. So I've been in this space since last year. After I was previously in the stock space, and then after what happened, the move to the crypto space, I've just mainly been dealing in tokens and just helping out with the AMAs, voicing our and trying to get more exposure for our projects, just helping out mainly with the AMAs, voice for the project, and just being part of the team. It's pretty much a very short introduction to me.
Who are you exactly in the project? Like what is your position?
Like I said, I've been mainly helping out with the AMAs, voice for the project, just helping Billy out with the AMAs that we hold with other groups and etc. for promotions, exposure, and etc.
Oh, okay, so you're not an actual like a core team member?
How do you define a core team member?
Basically, like the guys like CMO, CFO, CEO,
yeah.
like part of like the main core of the project.
So yeah, there's so it's mainly.
So you're more like marketing.
Yeah, so there's Blake, there's me, there's Billy, and there's Promo and two other guys.
Okay, yeah, I see on the website. Billy, CEO and dev. Blake is co-founder, marketing head. Okay, so by the way, is anyone going to be sharing their screen or face cam or anything like
that? Billy, what's the
No, I don't have, this cam's not working, so I haven't had, I mean, if you had asked before, I could have, but I think it's fine like this, if you don't mind. Nothing much to share. We can, yeah, like if you share the website, that's good. That's how we did the previous AMA. The guy was scrolling through and just went by the points. That's fine.
That's what I usually do, unless the team themselves wants to do it. But if not, then I usually just share my own screen. So okay, that's fine. All right, cool. So can you guys tell us about like the previous projects you worked on? Like I said, like the history, how you guys know each other, and like what's the background?
Okay, so I guess I'll start. Like I'm Billy and I work for Shinobi. And sorry, so I usually, my experience is I haven't had a project that I run, but I have a lot of experience in this Web3 and this space because I've built like their BSC contract, their bridge, and all of this. So I have many projects behind me, and yeah, I really have a good understanding of this whole Web3 space, and I made this, or I had this idea about this token, and that's how I got here. So it will be my first. And how we got together, as for that, well, I've known Nilos for a few months now. We've been doing projects together, like mainly NFT-based projects, tools, and marketplaces I've built for them and things like that. So that's how I brought him over to this project too. He helps a lot with the design parts and AMAs and things like that. So that's his role here. And we have Blake, who is doing the marketing. He's my friend. I've known him for a few months now, at least, actually more than that. But yeah, the point is that he's also the core team, and we have promo service here too, who is also helping with the marketing. And I guess he can introduce himself too.
Hey guys, I'm promo service. Well, I've been in this space for a really long time, but I have started, coming on TG and stuff since last year. Other than that, I'm basically marketing. I've helped Spark Lab in pre-launch marketing. I've helped walk with step with the pre-launch marketing, and many more. So yeah, I've known Big Boy Billy for a long time now, almost. I think we first talked in December, and after that, we've been regularly talking on and off.
Okay, awesome. So there's 3 or 4, like you said, there's 2 guys. There are other guys that are on the team, right? That aren't on the website. Okay, so let's get on. So both of you guys are with Shinobi, right? I mean, Blake and Billy, right?
He's not that I came from there. So
oh, you came from there. Okay.
Blake is generally doing marketing for many projects in the BSC space, not Shinobi. He's just my friend. I know him.
Okay, yeah. All right. So also about the contract, who wrote? Because like this is a different, like you said about the TITANO, all the different yield tokens, how they're non-sustainable. So like this is a unique contract, right? From what I understand. So you were the one who developed it, right?
Yeah, it's my idea. I made this, and yeah, it's mine. You can also see it. It's already deployed and audited, everything.
Okay, so, and for the people that don't know, like, what are your like, not really qualifications, but let's say things that you have done for this space, like, because I know some things, like about, what you have been doing, like, so basically kind of like, to kind of sell yourself almost like as a dev, like what kind of accomplishments have you done? Because I mean, I know, but like just for everyone else to kind of see.
What do you mean?
I know everything.
Really? Do I know you?
Nobody knows me, but I know everyone. No.
Okay, that's
just to say,
you're.
So like Billy said, he's been helping me out a lot with a lot of services. So I'm gonna start off with a list with what we've been working on together in terms of tools and utilities that we've helped out other projects with. So he's helped me out with the marketplace. In the marketplace, basically, he's made a off-chain database. It's a gasless marketplace, and you can list NFTs, merchandise, products, whitelist for other projects, and you can basically use the marketplace to buy those items. In addition to that, he's helped me out with staking gamification. It's almost like a game. So what you do is you stake your NFT. Depending, every day you gain a level, and as you level up, you unlock more and more items in the marketplace. So if someone's listed a market for item for level 25, you'd have to wait 25 days to get to that level in order.
Okay, he's gone.
I think he cut out.
Yeah, he's driving, so.
Yeah, sorry about that. And yeah, so just to go back, so he's helped me out with the gamification of the marketplace, where you stake your NFT, and the more you stake, the higher the level you get. The higher the level you get, the more rare the items that unlock for you, and that you can buy with the native token for that project that we helped out with the utility. In addition to that, he's helping me out with some very simple staking for other projects, and he's helped me out. He's helped me with one of the smart contracts for another project that they were asking, and basically he helped me with the jailer bot and other special features in the contract. Like you can't sell for like we had some very special features in there that actually work perfectly, and we also helped them with a anti-bot into the contract. So at start, like if people try use buy with the bot, they basically add to the liquidity and etc. Just to mention some of them that he's helped me out with. And Billy, I think you can go through what you've basically helped.
Yeah, thank you. And those are the things I've done. I guess you asked what things I've done for the space, and so I can list a few at least, because as I said, I've created the contract for the Shinobi, for the BSC, with some special features and that Cliff wanted me to do, and that's just as a contract. But I also made their bridge, which is, by the way, very cool. So if you want to bridge between chains, we're gonna add Chronos just very soon. So that bridge I think is one of the biggest things that you can have that helps people in DeFi, because they don't have to move to a centralized exchange and get because if you go through the centralized exchange, you actually lose more money than using a bridge. So yeah, I'm really proud of that, and I like it, and it works, and it's a very good project. So yeah, that's one big thing that I guess helps the space that I've developed. Well, also I help them do the pre-sale, things like that, NFT. So that's coming up. So it never stops. I'll keep adding new things to the space, and I always try to make things that are not just copy. I try to get something new. Like this one that we have here. The yield is one like that. So I don't like just copying something.
Yeah, I mean, my whole point about all this is because I want people to understand that you're, like, you know, there's real devs behind this project, not just some kind of copy and paste, some like low level effort, right? This is this is like a real project, but people that really know what they're doing. And like I said, not some like Fiverr guy. So that's kind of important to kind of understand, especially for like this project. All right, so let's get on to the actual, you know, presentation of the. Do you guys have like a presentation, like, or like a elevator pitch for the project itself?
Well, it's probably longer than an elevator pitch, but
yeah, it could be a really long elevator.
I can also summarize it quickly because it's actually evolving right now. I think the latest feature that I added is not even included in the website. It's in a white paper, but quickly, what this is about is like it evolved from the SAFU and TITANO contracts, where many people, I guess here as well, probably participated in them. They give you promise you like 1,000,000% APY, and that's their catch, that's their selling point, and that's how they get the people to invest. And it's actually, it turned out that these don't work, and I fixed that issue and have presented this idea with this token with lower APY that's actually sustainable and working. And this is, I guess, an elevator pitch for the people here. But I can also.
I mean, no, you could do long, man. You could go into details.
Yeah,
we're gonna get this anyways.
Yeah, this is like an overview, but I can also give more details about it.
Yeah, go ahead. Because sometimes the thing is, sometimes we ask to present the project, and the devs take literally like 45 minutes explaining it, you know, and then we still like, huh, like what, you know?
Oh,
so like
it might have happened in the last day. I don't know. But it's actually the questions that bring out these answers from me, because they ask the questions and I can answer them. I mean, I can just give an insight of what happened and how it evolved, how it came alive.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why I meant, because sometimes they take so long to like present it, and then I'm like, well, I haven't even asked a single question yet, you know. So I tend to try not to make it like too long, but I don't think it's going to be an issue, you know, with here. So you could go ahead and start diving into the details, like how this is different.
Yeah, you're right. I have to be I shouldn't take too long, because that's gonna be boring. But the thing is that it's actually all the things are important. So it's hard to cut the time of explanation here. So yeah, let's just not waste more time.
Yeah, let's just go on to the actual what. So this is from what I understand, it's like a meme token. It's like a high yield token, but it's different than all the other ones. And just before we get started, like all those other ones, I completely 100% agree with you. Like TITANO, we had another one that's like 100, or like 1 billion APY or something like that in like a year. But they really are just gimmicks. Like the thing is, no one's gonna make money unless people are buying the chart. You know what I mean? You offer them tokens, the tokens are gonna become worthless. And what's 1,000,000% times 0? It's still 0. So you know what I mean? So like we know exactly what those projects are, and we tend to not like something like that, because like I said, 1 million APY means you're gonna have to be holding that token for a whole year, because it's compounding, and that token is probably gonna end up being worthless, so it doesn't even make money anyway. So like we want to kind of hear like how this is different, how the issue has been solved, how the APY is sustainable, you know.
that's the whole point of this. That those what you're saying is it would be true if they actually gave you APYs. Right now they don't give you anything, like 0%. You just I have a video about that, and it's explained there that it takes it's 7 minutes long, but I can quickly say what the point of the video is. That if you gain tokens every like rebase, but also the liquidity pool is gaining the same amount of tokens, which means you don't get anything in value. You just see higher numbers that are worth the same if no one buys or sells. So it's really just a gimmick, and it's just fooling people. You don't get anything by holding those. Even if, let's say, no one sells or buys, you won't have. You will gain 0% APY even if you hold for here. If you have the same, you will have more tokens that are worth the same. And
yeah, it's either that or it's even worse. You have more tokens that are worth less. Because even if it's not even if they give you like the thing is with those tokens, even if they don't do the liquidity trick where it's like, yeah, the liquidity also gets the tokens, so then like it loses the value that way. Even if they straight up just gave you tokens, the thing is, let's say you get 1,000 times the tokens, but the value of the tokens is 1 divided by 1,000. So you're gonna break even, right? Yeah. But I mean, so even the APY doesn't matter. The only way I understand the APY is I want it to be something that has actually a value, that it's not going to decrease in value. That's the only way APY could work, right? Like, yeah, so how about you give me 1 billion APY in BUSD, man? Then I'll be all over that chart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just straight scamming you, because they say that 1 million, and they also put a number there, like you invest 100 and you gain, I don't know, 5 million or whatever. And you gain actually nothing, so they are straight out lying to you. But yeah, that's besides the point now, because we smashed them already a lot, and we know that they are bad, and just yeah. So here, the difference is that it's you will actually gain the value. The liquidity pool is not inflated. The rate that your wallet will get the token. So that's the new thing here. I don't think it's actually been done before. It's the first of this kind of auto staking and auto compounding mechanism, where you just have to hold and you will receive an APY. And the thing here is what I came up with, a new idea, that we could have tiers, and not good. There will be tiers, like levels from 1 to 100, and you will have to advance in this from each level to the next by not selling more than 15% of your tokens at the time each day. So that's the criteria of how to advance a level. And if you're level 100, you will receive the 200% APY, and only then. And this is just, I had this idea because, you know, it will make it a lot more sustainable, and people also like grinding, you know, and this will also give like it will feel like a game, and you can also reward people who you can see them if they are loyal and they want to help you and not sell a lot, and you can also give them benefits, you know, for if they reach 100. And so I thought that this was a good idea to have paired with the APY. And yeah, that's the new thing that's not even mentioned here, because I came up with it like 2 days ago and included it in the contract, and it's already deployed and working. So yeah.
All right, so for the APY though, are you going to have like a certain amount of tokens set aside, like that will be sent as a staking? You know, basically like, you know, how projects normally would do it. Like you'd have like 30% of the supply.
It's the supply is increasing. It's like everyone gains their tokens when we buy the APY, so it's built in the contract. So it's I mean it's like we can look at it as you say. It's set aside for it. So it's in the contract, and it will give you the APY by holding. So
okay, so is the total supply increasing, or you just have like tokens locked aside?
Increasing. Yeah, I mean, there is a cap on it, but if you look at it that way, there is it's set aside, and it will keep adding from those set aside tokens.
Okay, so is this going to be this supply, this 1 billion? This is going to
Yeah,
stay?
that's the max to reach, but you know, as we are trying to make it sustainable, so it's probably not going to inflate at a big rate. And there is also another idea that I had for keeping it sustainable is to have a DAO to govern the APY, so people can decide for themselves and see what they like by voting with their tokens and setting the APY, because I left the ability to adjust it. It is adjustable and people will be able to govern it.
Okay, I see. So it's like a rebase, because the total supply will be changing.
Well, if the definition of rebase is that, then yeah, it is. But then, yeah, I mean, we can call it a rebase. Yeah, sure.
I mean, in a way, because it's not like you have the total supply minted from the beginning and it's never going to change, and then you have like, let's say 20%, 30%. Okay. Do you have any honestly on here like a rough draft or rough idea of the token distribution of, like, you know, the pie chart, basically, like your supply?
Oh yeah,
how that gets distributed?
we are still assessing how many private sailors we have. So it's gonna be more than 70. That was the plan, but so many people just contributed and wanted to get in it. I think it will probably around 100 now. So we have to take the numbers and see and just estimate the things. I can't say for sure now, but it will be done like 2 or 3 days before launch. We will have the numbers ready to show everyone.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's not that important for me about like these numbers. It's more about like what's left over, you know. So let's say 100 BNB is private sale, 400 BNB is pre-sale. What percentage of this is this of the whole supply? And like, what's the leftover part? For example, what
so
are devs getting?
How much
you know?
that is we're still talking about it, and it will depend on if we get partnerships with people. You know, we can offer, like, for big people, like, let's say we give them 1% team tokens and vested like over half a year. So even if there will be leftover tokens for a team, and the purpose is like influencers and things like that, because you see it's a very low tax token. So we just want to have the option to have team tokens, like, and it's gonna be vested, so you don't have to worry about it. And of course, we will also manage it accordingly and not dump the chart with it, so you can be sure about that. And I would say it will be like around 5%, not more, that we take for the team and lock at the launch.
Okay, well, is there any other ones, like, let's say, you know, for centralized exchange listings, anything like that? Or is it mainly just going to be team tokens plus resale plus liquidity, and that's it?
Yeah, that's it. And probably we can set aside from that 5% for the exchanges, and that the remaining will be the team tokens.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because sometimes I don't understand when projects come to the AMA and they have like 30% locked for like centralized exchange. I'm like, you're kidding me, right?
No. that's
I'm like, if I'm a whale, I ain't never gonna hold when those are unlocked. You know, I'll dump long before those tokens are unlocked, because I know, you know, what's happening with that project.
Yeah, that's a bit
all right, cool. So yeah, exactly. It's like, it's a recipe for disaster. So it's good that you guys have pretty tight locked up token supply, like, as in not huge wallets set aside for, you know, made up, you know, exchanges, or, you know, like, especially like I love the projects that have play to earn, and it's like 40% of tokens is for play to earn, and like the liquidity is like 5%. I'm like, yeah, you know what's going to happen with that chart.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. So basically it's an APY. You will stake. Is it going to be like staking? You got to lock them in for an X amount of days to get the APY, or you just got to hold it, or like, how will it like work?
Yeah, this is exactly what the tier system is for. That you will advance in tiers and get the APY. You don't have to lock away your tokens, but it's just by holding. But the catch is to not sell more than 10% or 15. I'll decide the value, the final value. But you know, it's a room for taking profits, because you can't expect people to hold for
Oh yeah, it's like a level up, right?
months. Yeah,
it's like the
and you
level
have
up thing.
Yeah, exactly, and you have the room to take profits too, because that's how it's normally. That's how it's healthy.
So is it going to be like NFTs tied to this, or is it just going to be tied to the wallet, like the whole level up system?
An NFT site? What do you mean? Or
I mean, are you going to have NFTs like later on for this project that will maybe help?
There will be a dashboard too for tracking your level, your APY, your how much you gained, and things like that. That's going to be released too. And
but
then
that will be all attached to the wallet, right? It's not going to be like an NFT. My point is kind of like it's in the contract. It's in the actual token contract. You won't have like an NFT that's going to be tracking, because I feel a lot of times like with these kind of like use case, people try to apply it with an NFT, like like changing the values, leveling up, things like that. That's why I asked if there's going to be like NFT.
Your values are tied to your wallet, so it's the contract will know everything about your wallet.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, that's actually a pretty interesting idea.
Yeah, we don't have to tie it to NFTs.
All right, awesome. So I know the private sale is over, and like you said, it was over contributed. A lot of people, I think someone leaked, or multiple people leaked the forms. So you guys collected over 100 BNB.
We refunded many people already, and that's how we arrived at around 100. So yeah, it's insanely. Yeah. So many people got in. Like everyone wanted to jump in on this.
Yeah, exactly. And the private sale, trying to remember, is it like 20% extra token, something like that?
Yeah, but since it's oversubscribed, I think we'll lower it to 10%, because it feels like it's a big risk to investors on the pre-sale.
Nah, man, you should just get rid of the other 30 and keep it 20, man. Tell them sorry, man. 70 BNB's the hard cap.
Yeah, I mean, but how can you do? How do you do it after like? This is the problem. There will be a FUD if you try to refund certain people now. So that's
true. People are gonna get pissed off.
It's a very thin line to move on, because it's.
I mean,
it's really
I almost missed it too. Like I didn't contribute like right away, and I'm like, wait, sales already starting? I think it was like around 40 BNB or so when I contributed.
Yeah, and they didn't even care about the hard cap. They just kept adding their BNB.
Yeah.
So, I don't even know what to do about this.
Yeah, guys, so everyone that's here, this is like actually a good thing to know, because this kind of like helps you figure out the hype that's going to happen, right, with this project. So if there's like 120 BNB that was collected, almost oversubscribed by half, a private sale, that means, and I think it's only 1 BNB max, right? 1 BNB max contribution for a wallet. So that means there is potentially for a lot of hype, and Billy and Blake, they actually work with a lot of big projects, so they're known in the space. It's not just some kind of like no-name anonymous guy like I said, from Fiverr working on this. So there's a pretty good potential here, and especially with us, we like to find projects that are like long-term, but also the ones that's gonna, it's basically like investing, like trading, You're not going to win every single one. You're not going to be profitable in every trade. It's all about the numbers, right? Even if you like poker, right? Normally, or blackjack, where the house is 51% and you're 49%, and over a long period of time, you're going to lose unless you get that 2% edge or 3% edge by doing, counting cards or whatever you're doing. Same thing with trading. Like, you got to get the edge, even a 5% edge over the average guy, and over a long time, you're going to make profit. Same thing with also with BSC and with crypto investments like this, like that, the DeFi. It's all about, getting as much information, doing as much research as you can to kind of help your odds out, right? Because not every project is going to go 100x, not every project is going to go to 0. And like the more you get, good at vetting or, figuring out what project is most likely to take off, like what's the pros and cons, that's how you make money in this space, right? So, and that's probably what the biggest reason why we do the AMAs is, because that's like the best way to, for us at least, to vet the project, get a good feel for it. it's because honestly, like I think at this point we don't even really invest most of the time if someone just DMs us and we haven't done AMA, because I'm like, well, I haven't talked to the devs. I can't trust nobody that I haven't talked to. Like that's what it's kind of coming down to, because with so many scams you hear, and it's like, well, a lot of times it's better, the way you make your money is by holding your money. Like don't invest and you won't lose, like, so if everyone's getting rugged, then by not actually participating is kind of like, that's how you get ahead. So that's why it's like, I'm not trying to, ape into every project that I see every other day. Like we really try to pick out the best ones, especially with the bear market. A lot more higher chances of rugs, a lot harder to get the hype going. So we try to at least pick the best projects to invest in. So that's kind of, I wanted to point out so everyone realizes this. So this project, I feel like is, like I said, I generally don't like the high APY. This one is 200%, and that's like at max level, right? I feel that that's sustainable, and at the end of the day, it's still going to come down to marketing, getting new investors in, because it's all about, supply and demand. It's all about buy pressure versus sell pressure. That's really how you make money. When there are more buyers than sellers, chart goes up. When, it doesn't matter what kind of gimmick there is, if there's a reverse rebase or reflections or, whatever, like, yeah, you might make maybe like 10% of your initial with reflections in the first day or two. But at the end of the day, if the chart is dropping 30-40%, it's like, what do the inflections get you? Nothing, right? So it's all just going to come down to investors trusting the devs, and the devs under-promising, over-delivering. That's kind of generally the successful projects. That's kind of what we find is the ones that under-promise, over-deliver, because anyone could promise the world. Like I could say, I'm going to make this NFT is going to be better than OpenSea's. This NFT platform, I'm going to have the best launch pad ever. I'm going to have all this and that. I might have zero intentions of doing any of that. I'm going to just say all this stuff just to make my sale, get my initial pre-sale funds or whatever, 30%, and I kind of like slow rug it or just give up. And that's kind of what happens in most of these projects in this space. The devs really don't know what they're doing, or they're on purposely are too lazy. They just want to, get basically exit scam in a way. So that's why I think it's really important to really dive into these numbers and talk to the team and build a trust factor here, So awesome. So let's get on to like a hypothetical scenario. Like so pre-sale private sale is done, 100 BNB or so. Private sale is getting 10% to 20% extra tokens. Nothing's vested, right? Pre-sale and private sale is going to have zero vesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like that it's only a small percentage, because I had like projects here where private sale was like 5x of the tokens. I'm like, yeah, nice feed the village or fans and family discount. I'm like, we're not going to invest, because you know what happens. So like you have to be like reasonable, right? You have to like, I mean, like, I don't know what kind of people invest in that. Like, and I feel like if they invest and then the project goes below the pre-sale price immediately, it's really on them. Like, they should have realized that that's not the way, you make money in here. So the fact that it's only 10-20%, I think is definitely a good number. Nothing to really worry about. Pre-sales 400 BNB. And what's the liquidity percentage for pre-sale?
It's planned to be like 60%. We will decide, but yeah, it's we will have liquidity tax to like help the liquidity, but it's still such a low tax token to incentivize volume and like everything to many people will trade it. So I guess we just to make sure we'll need the money, for marketing and development after. So that's why I think 60% is fair here.
Yeah, 60% is good. And also, what about the private sale? Is that going to be all to marketing?
Well, we will see actually, because we are in talks with big guys here, and I'm not sure how much money we will need, but we already submitted the CMC pre-listing, so it's pretty quickly draining. But what's left over, I can easily put into liquidity too. to have the liquidity, but I can't say for certain how much we will have left over from it because we have big things lined up.
Okay, all right. So the tax is 2%, sell tax is 5%, liquidity is 101, and a marketing. So the difference between the buy and the sell is for buying, marketing is 1%, for selling is 4%.
Yeah, and I won't lie, there probably will be a higher tax in the launch for the sell only, just to, like, you know, this is a easy way where projects usually make a lot of volume on the first day, and if you don't want to sell, then you will be fine, and you can get in with the low tax and wait out if you want to sell later. But it's usually that's how they do it. They just give a higher tax for the selling because many people will sell on the launch because it spikes always. So projects have to take.
Is there a maximum that it could go, or like, do you have an idea like what you think you'll put it at, like 10%, 15%?
I mean, max I think will be 20%. I think that's a fair number still because you can get in for 3% tax. So we will decide, but I don't think it will be. It will not be over 20%.
I mean, even at 20%, if you do 2% buy, 20% sell, that's 11% average. So at 22 round trip, and most projects have 24% or higher for round trip.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be going lower gradually. Like I guess I just set it to 18 like 10 minutes later, and so just gradually lower it, and then it will go back to the normal.
Okay, yeah, that's reasonable. I mean, I did the same thing with my token. Set it higher tax than the sell tax and lowered it.
Yeah, you will.
If people are holding,
Yeah.
they're not getting punished anyway. So, and even the ones that are selling, they're most likely because of. That's one thing about sniping. I want to talk about is a lot of devs like FUD the snipers. Like, oh, we anti-snipe this, anti-snipe that. We don't want the snipers. But you got to think about this. Like the volume that you get, or the hype, or the reason why people even get pre-sale is because of the spike. And guess why the spike happens? A lot of times it's because of the snipers. If people weren't trying to snipe it, there won't be that spike, that volume a lot of times. So it's not necessarily like an evil thing or a bad thing. So yeah, if the snipers make like 5x and you're gonna tax them 20%, I think no one's gonna be complaining about that.
Yeah, you have to be careful because some snipers put in like a very big amount of BNB and they will slowly just keep selling it over and over. So it might, that's
they do it with like
they could
ruin
the project with. They usually ruin the project because they are selling smartly and not just in one sell. They will keep selling over and over, and even if you want to pump the chart later, then they will just sell on you and keep selling until they have nothing left.
Yeah, like that's if they get in with like, let's say 10 wallets or so, right? But normally you would have like a maximum wallet.
Yeah,
is there going to be max?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have like that's the plan, and I already have a max buy and max sell because I think it will be a good idea to limit buys too, because I know these big snipes are actually not that bad, not as bad as people say, but it's still I'm not welcoming those because what if there is a very fast guy, and there are many very fast guys that snipe with like 100 BNB on the launch, or just according to the liquidity they set a number it will be very high, and they snipe, they get first, and they will slowly sell on you, and that's not really healthy. So we will have a max buy and max sell on the launch as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Do you also have max gas? Because I feel like that's pretty helpful with anti-snipe.
Well, I didn't put max gas because it's still, if there is a max gas, then still the fastest guy will win, and the way the max buy paired with the with unlimited gas means that if someone wants to get in with a lot of wallets, they will have to waste a lot of gas. So they wouldn't use because if you limit the max buy, they will use, if they want to buy 100 BNB and are limited to 1 BNB for per
Yeah, they're gonna have to waste a lot of
They will
gas
use
on each
100
wallet.
wallets. Yeah, they will use 100 wallets, but if you set a few dead blocks at the beginning, there will be a gas war for the first buy. So they can't do it. They can't get in with 100 wallets because they would have to use a lot of gas, and this will actually prevent the snipers. So I think that this is the only way to not have some guy selling on you for weeks if after they bought in on the launch.
Yeah, that's a
By
good
not
point.
leaving the gas unlimited and having a max buy on the launch, because they can counter everything you can do, but there is nothing around wasting a lot of gas. So they will have to do that if they want to get in with a lot of wallets.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, like people were sniping with like $100,000 worth of just gas, like a single
Oh yeah, it happens
buy.
now as well. I just experienced a launch where he used 28,000 Gwei for getting in. It cost him like 10 BNB for gas fees. So they do it still, and this.
No, but I
this
mean
is
like
why,
100,000, like 100 plus 100,000, like BUSD value of gas just for one snipe, like one buy, like
yeah,
that happened.
I mean, and it's reasonable because they pick their prices reasonably. They don't waste money. They will still get They will still get out in a very big plus. So they are not stupid. And if the market is that competitive, they will set the gas prices as needed. So these guys know their things. They are very smart. I actually don't know how these very fast guys do it, but probably they are friends with the validators or something. That's
Yeah,
how
they
get
usually
so
have
fast.
private nodes.
Well, the private node itself is not gonna be fast. I have private nodes as well. I tried them, and I know that there are some guys who are unbeatable, and they are either validators or just very close to them and have a lot of nodes to snipe. That's how it works.
That's true. Anyways, continuing on. So, do you have a date for pre-sale around, like when the pre-sale's happening, launch? Is it going to be whitelisted, public, pre-sale? Like any information on that?
Yeah, the pre-sale is gonna be 25th, Monday, and it will be tier 1 and tier 2 whitelists. So the tier 1s will be guaranteed allocation, and the tier 2 is like, we will see. Those guys will have to have a war. But since we are gonna be on Gempad, they have gas limits, so you can't really set high Gwei, so you won't waste your money anyway, even if you're on tier 2, and you will have a chance. And by the way, there is an interesting thing that I think it's worth mentioning, is that we will be the first alpha tier on Gempad. I don't know, probably no one knows what that is. So it's gonna be their new feature, which means, you can bypass the whitelist if you have enough tokens in your wallets, and that's how their system works. And with the alpha tier, it means you can't bypass the whitelist here. Only their alpha group members can get in without whitelist spot, and that also gives us like steady and solid investors, because they are not going to dump. They are alpha group members, and they are watched by the Gempad, or they're much less likely to dump than the average whitelist investor.
Okay, so to reiterate, so Gempad is having an alpha tier. So by holding an X amount of Gempad tokens, you will be able to participate.
No. This is their normal system is that there are tiers like platinum, diamond, and if a pre-sale is like, let's say, platinum tier, that means if someone holds 90k Gempad tokens, they can bypass the whitelist, and we will be completely free of this, because our alpha tier means that no one can bypass the whitelist except for their alpha group, which is like, a select group of people of influencers, I don't know, in their group.
Oh, okay. So it's not related to actually holding tokens. It's kind of like
No,
this hand-selected group. Like, okay, this is like a
yeah,
whale that doesn't sell kind of thing. Okay.
yeah, exactly. And
And if you
their
sell on the
normal,
chart, then you probably get kicked out for the next one.
yeah, exactly. And their normal rules, if we were platinum tier, let's say, everyone could bypass the whitelist with Gempet tokens, but we will be free of this this week, and no one can get into the pre-sale by just holding tokens, because most of the time when someone just holds tokens, they bypass the whitelist and sell on the launch. So those are probably not the best investors that we are looking for, and we will not have this issue with the alpha tier. We'll be the first alpha tier.
Awesome. So I guess I gotta get in an alpha tier. Gotta go DM him. So you guys are the
Yeah.
first. It's basically the first project that platinum and below doesn't apply. You could only bypass the whitelist if you're on the alpha tier. And of course, everyone has a whitelist has a whitelist anyway. So either way, and there's like a certain rules, right? Like if you're in the alpha tier, you can only sell like, let's say 15% of your tokens in like 24 hours or something like that, right?
Well, it's the alpha tier is like their select group, so we don't have any rules for them, but they themselves will probably monitor each other's wallets, and they won't let their alpha tier be dumpers and cheats, because that's
Yeah,
not a good marketing for their own alpha group.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, makes sense. All right, awesome. And do you have a rough date for launch?
Yeah, it's 1 day, 24 hours after the pre-sale.
Okay. And what about okay, I see. Let's look at the roadmap. Seems you're pre-listing. You mentioned that already. So has this marketing been going on with the China, Indonesia?
Yeah, we have both Telegram groups dedicated to Chinese and Indonesia people. If you can also check it out. I don't know if probably won't understand anything, because I don't understand anything in those groups, but I hope they are maintained, because we also have Chinese and Indonesian community managers, and they are getting in those markets and spread the word about us.
All right. And I know I didn't ask you guys because I mean you guys are well known from like previous projects, but about the audit, the docs, KYC. So
it's
are you
both
guys
done
like
actually. The KYC is done. I did it with the Gempad. Well, I've been through 30 KYCs too regarding other things in Shibnobi, so it's just we did it with Gempad now to have that badge there, and the audit is done as well. I have the video about myself, so there is the docs, so all of them are done.
Okay. So and are you guys publicly doxed, as in their socials, or it's just kind of like private docs where I mean
No,
obviously
it's just a
show your
video.
face.
I made videos
Yeah.
about the. And that's
Okay.
the docs.
So that's the docs, but no one could go like, oh, I know who this guy is. I'm gonna look him up, and I find out where he lives. So you're not like
No, I
that
don't
doc.
even want that, because that's very scary. Even if you
Yeah,
don't intend anything bad, they're gonna find your things, and I don't think no one wants that.
I agree, but of course they do know this information with the KYC partners, right?
Yeah, they do, and also, I mean, the guys that Shibnobi know me like personally almost. I haven't met with them, but I always chat with them in Zoom meetings, and they know my address as well. So it's not like I'm really hiding him, but I don't think that's a good idea to share it with the public people.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I'm not personally doxxed myself, and I'm not planning to, because like I said, like here I'm not scared to call out scammers. I'm not scared to stir something up, and I just don't want to like be looking over my shoulder if people knew where I live, so it's actually not worth it for me. So I totally understand exactly, because there's so many trolls, so many like crazy people in this space that it's like I don't really want to deal with that kind of. So I totally understand. And plus, like even KYC and docs a lot of times doesn't mean anything, because people could just KYC, or use someone else to KYC. So like it's not just because someone's KYC or docs doesn't mean it's like a safe project automatically.
Yeah, the measure to. I mean, it's probably there is a higher chance it's gonna be better without the badge. That's what it means.
Yeah, probably, because then a lot of times the scammers use KYC to make it look more sellable or like more safer.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you can buy the KYC. It's no secret. There are people who are selling themselves for KYC. I don't know how they do it, but there is a market for that as well.
Oh yeah, I see that. I think there's some kind of Telegram even, like I see a screenshot. It's like 10K for KYC or something like that. But
yeah, it's insane.
All right. Anyway, so let's go. Okay, move on to that. So I guess the question is, what is the purpose of this project, like for you? Because I know you worked on multiple projects, and the rest of the team. So like, what is the purpose of this for you? Is this like a long-term? You're planning to make this like a long-term thing, or just kind of like a meme token and kind of see how it goes, or like this is like a serious project and you trying to, you know what I mean? It's like, what is like the main goal for you?
Yeah, and definitely, and since it's my own idea and my own thing that I discovered here, I really want to have this as a long-term thing. That's why I didn't set the APY in stone either, because it can go either way, and that's why I plan to have a lot of utilities and coming up things that I like. That's why we have the level system. Like, what if someone is level 100, then we will introduce some utility and rewards for those people. So reaching that is not 1 or 2 days. So it's still in the future. I really plan to have this as like, I just want to have a lasting projects, lasting project that's mine, because it feels good. And in the DeFi space, it's actually hard, and you have to take it in small steps. You don't have to you can't let it like blow up and then die quickly, because that's probably not gonna last for a long time. And that's why the APY is relatively low, and there are like limits to or barriers to reach it, because I really don't want it to overinflate and just die. So it could function as a, like, you get rewards. It's like people like staking, people like yield farming, and this is kind of another way of doing that. And that's why it's like you can earn that by just holding. And I will introduce utilities for measures of, if for loyal holders and loyal people who I can check if what's their level, what's their APY gains, what's their status and things on the project. And I mean, I said I have built many projects, and that means I could release a bridge anytime, and I could give lower tax for the people who are loyal to this token, and somehow introduce a utility tied with the bridge and things like that. So that's the plan for the future, to have ideas to like incorporate with this token, and projects that I put this token in use and have a utility for it on top of, like, let's say, yield farming, because I think that's a utility as well.
All right, and another question I had is, why go with Gempad versus Pink Sale?
Well, I think I'm not sure about the rates, but I noticed that many projects go with the Gempad nowadays, and everyone hates Pink Sale. So I felt like it's also, I like that you don't waste gas by getting in, unlike on Pink Sale, because there is a 5 or 6 gas fee here, and you can set 100. So and they are also trying to do it as user friendly as possible, so trying to prevent the bots. And I really like this new idea of, I've talked to their dev, and he's a very nice guy, and I also told him ideas of how to make it even better for anti-bots, and how to somehow filter out the botters here that get into the pre-sale. And if you could prevent the bots, that would actually be a so much higher quality pre-sales, I think, because many people with they just get in the pre-sales with like 5 or 10 wallets with bots, and they will 99% dump the token. So if you could have as many more, I don't know how to say that, sorry. If you can get higher percentage of real people in the pre-sale, then that's gonna be affecting the launches and gonna bring you or bring overall better experience and better launches in the space too. So that's why I like them, and they are very nice people, and yeah, we are just making it more popular by even partnering with them and having this alpha tier and everything. So that's why.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I think we need other launch pads other than Pink Sale, so Pink Sale could, shove it.
Yeah, there are many good options out there now besides Pink Sale, so they have to really lower their take or how much they take from the raised money, because many other platforms offer you a lower rate and more and overall better experience. Like, I think Jumppad is I like this the most.
Doesn't Jumppad do like 5%, I think, for a raise?
I'll have to check, but I'm not sure right now for the exact number.
Okay. All right. So, and the whole thing about, with the guys sniping pre-sales, that should be able to be mitigated with whitelist spots, right? As long as it fills with whitelist only, like there's enough whitelist spots.
Yeah, but
then of course you have bots. Yeah, depending if it's like a Gleam competition or Sweep Widget. If they could bot a pre-sale, they could probably bot the competitions too.
And win, you might be surprised, but call channels, there are many botted, and they are given whitelists, and they are all taken by one guy who bots himself in, and they also probably botters have a higher chance to win because they also can bot their way into getting their whitelist spot. So there are many bots, and also the call channel owners are usually, they have their bots too. I don't think many people think that, but they are also botters too. I think at least many of them.
Yeah, I think so for sure. Like, it's definitely some shady things going on. All right, awesome. So last question for me, at least as for now, is how do we make money on this thing?
How do you make money? Well, this is a good question in crypto. How do you make money? Well, be early and then hope that the project does well, because, as you said, you can promise any utility. It's really up to the project and the dev and the marketing if it's gonna succeed or pump another time, and it's really just you have to trust the team. So that's how you make money. You filter out the bad ones and try to get into the good ones. And also by holding, you will get a very nice APY, and if the chart keeps up, then that APY will actually matter for you, and you will. Yeah, this is
I think as long as the devs, which is you and the marketers, as long as this marketing wallet is 4% tax plus all addition, as long as it's used wisely, you should technically be bringing in more new investors, new buyers into this, and a lot of guys are going to be staking this or getting APY. And if they believe in the project that it's going to go up, they hold. If they think it's going to drop, they sell. So a lot of times, devs blame it on the Jeets for cheating the chart or dumping the chart. But realistically, there's a reason for everything. And the way I invest, there's projects that I haven't even looked at the chart for 6 months or a year, and I'm holding without even caring about selling. And there are projects that I'm just like, this is a pre-sale play. Like, I don't believe the team, but I think there's some hype behind it. Like, basically, I sell before the devs. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you make a couple X's. So it really just depends. If it's a legit project, if you trust the devs, then you hold. And if you think it's some scam but you still can make money on it, then you just kind of do what you got to do, right? That's kind of how the space really is. Because everyone, at the end of the day, everyone's trying to make money, even the diamond hands. No one's going to hold for 100 years. I mean, you can, but then you're not going to get anything out of it. So there's an exit exit, or there's a price for everyone, I would say. But
Yeah,
luckily,
exactly.
when someone sells, as long as you're doing the job and you're providing, you're basically delivering on your promises, marketing's working, there's always going to be new guys waiting for that dip. That's why I don't think dips are bad. It's just that gives incentive for the whales to come in, or the guys that missed the pre-sale, that missed the first dip. You buy in the second dip. That's kind of that just smart investing. So yeah. So other than that, yeah, man, it's great. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to talk about is for the pre-sale. How are you guys going to be handing out the whitelist spots? Are you giving out whitelist spots for the AMA channels, or is it all going to be like based on winning, or like how are you doing it? How are you going to be doing it for this 400 BNB? Like, are we giving away for this AMA?
Well, you talked to Blake, so I don't know if I guess you
Okay,
didn't.
yeah, I'll talk to him. I kind of
We
didn't really talk about that part. Yeah, we didn't really talk about that part. We just had the AMA.
We usually award like AMAs, and then there are co-channels that we pick that are not, or at least most likely not botted, and that's how we give out the spots. We mainly in these Telegram groups right now.
All right, cool. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold off on it. I'm gonna talk to Blake, and we'll figure out how many spots we're giving out. And most likely, guys, for the whitelist spots, you can just DM me, and we'll probably give it out that way. But for now, don't DM me yet, because I just want to see what the number is. Because if everyone could get one, then it's fine. If it's like a small amount, then we're gonna have to do some kind of competition. So yeah, just hold off on that. I'll get the answers for that after the AMA. And then I'll make a post, and for the whitelist, and yeah. So whoever DMs me, we'll figure it out. Other than that, man, my questions are pretty much done. So let's open to the community for questions.
Yeah, can we make it, by the way, a short, because it's over like already 7, and I have to go in like a few minutes, but we can take like 1 or 2 questions. So
yeah, I think we pretty much covered it, and then it's still early on, right? Like I said, not the white paper's not there yet.
There is a Gitbook. Yeah, maybe it's not linked in the website yet, but I think you can find it on the Telegram. It's Oh yeah, I forgot to add it to the website because I finished it like yesterday, and I sent it to the private group and then the people that were interested, but I forgot to add it on the website. There are everything explained there too. So I guess I should I just send it in this chat?
Yeah,
if people are interested. Yeah, let me get the link. And it's a good call. I will have to edit the website as well.
Yeah, because I was checking, I think, the chat yesterday or the day before, and I said white paper's still pending, so that's why I didn't even know.
Oh yeah, totally. I forgot to edit the on the website. Yeah.
All right, awesome, guys. So whoever is more, has interest in this project further, that you can check the white paper, get some more information.
Yeah, it's like the main things covered, but I will keep adding to it.
Yeah, perfect. All right, awesome. So we could wrap it up, guys. If anyone has one question, anyone has anything important to ask concerning, pre-sale or whatever, whatever you guys want to ask. By the way, guys, don't forget to join their group, the Telegram. And we'll be doing whitelist giveaway too, so stay tuned for that. Anyone has any questions? If not, you can wrap it up. You want to do like the closing statement, and then we'll wrap it up and we'll do the giveaway after.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. Closing statement? I have to come up with some nice closing statement here.
Yeah. We're going to send it to our VCs, man. Elon Musk is going to be the first one to get this recording.
Yeah, so I really thank everybody for being here and listening to this AMA, and thanks for the good questions. I just hope we could get the attention and the trust of the people, because that's the most important things in these AMAs. you can be direct here and ask the dev and the team here. So that's the whole point of this. And yeah, I hope to make this I really hope to have a good set a new trend here with this, or that would be the best here to like get everyone's attention and set a new trend with this type of token, because it's a new contract. It's literally I wrote it, so there is no way it's not a fork of anything. And yeah, I'm excited to build upon this project and have as much utilities and unique things as I can come up with. I already have some interesting idea that I'm not gonna talk about it yet, but we'll have an interesting mini game maybe on the launch. We will see.
All right, awesome. And by the way, someone had a couple questions, but I want to like end the recording, and if you have a couple minutes, you can stay around to answer them. But thanks, guys. Good AMA, like a solid project. Like I said, it's unique compared to the other APY type projects, so it's definitely interesting to see what happens here. Like, especially if people are holding and it gets a lot of hype, which I think it will. It could be a big winner. So yeah, everyone, stay tuned. Join the Telegram support, and I'll be making an announcement for the whitelist spot. And once again, thanks everyone.